Okay, y'all, I am back with another episode, and my self-diagnosed OCD is actually not happy with myself because there were six other videos that I needed to do in order because that's the only way that my mind can work properly. But I felt this in my soul, in my spirit, that I needed to talk about this because the last, I want to say, like five clients that I've had have all been coming to me for the exact same thing, and I needed to talk about it. And that is what is going on in my life and why is it playing out the way that it is playing out. Now, when it comes to astrology, I have studied so many birth charts. Like, I don't even know how many I don't even know. I've talked to at least over 100 clients now. And then, of course, outside of that, studying other people, celebrities, and things like that, I have learned so much when it comes to life and when it comes to astrology and when it comes to your birth chart. And one, I want to get this out of the way. Your birth chart is essentially a snapshot of your entire life. Now, what I mean by that is there is a script that you are going to play out, and it is up to you to learn what that script is and how to navigate through the things that happen to you in life, like I said, just in this human experience. Now, it is unfortunate that astrology has been something that has been deemed as evil or witchcraft or whatever name has been associated with it. And the reason why I feel that they have told you to stay away from it is because you will eventually find yourself. And the conditioning that we have been put under as human beings, as Americans, as, just people living on this plane, it is wild. It is wild down to let's just start with Western civilization and the American dream. The American dream is, you come here, you go to school, you go to college, and then you'll get your dream job and you'll have just the best life because that's the order that they told you to go in, and then they say that's the way to success. And that is not true. And we've already talked about, and I've already talked about, I say we, I've already talked about one being a public school teacher and how that whole thing and that entire 15-year experience has changed my life about what is education and what is the system that they had been putting us under. Your birth chart is going to tell you about the obstacles that you will most likely face in life, and it is up to you, like I said, to learn what those things might be and how to navigate it. It will tell you because most people discover their chart and really learn themselves later in life, in their 30s or 40s or 50s, whatever. And so all of those childhood experiences have already been experienced. And once you learn that, you'll understand, wow, if that happened to me as a child, and it is true, then as an adult, these things might also be true or become true. So again, it is up to you to learn what that thing is. Now, astrology is not for everyone as far as the depth that you want to learn it, or just like I said, like with my other friends who, kind of dibble and dabble in it, they'll tell me I don't learn it as deep as you do because it is a very, very deep divine science that everyone can't handle as well because there will be things that could be interpreted, possible interpretations that could put things in your head. Or, if you had a dream to be, I don't know, an astronaut and you're over here working as, I don't know, a car salesman, like your chart might tell you, well, your life path will only keep you within this certain thing, and astronaut might not be on there. But the reason why you have those thoughts is because you yourself are somebody who is just very optimistic or has big dreams, big goals, whatever. It's not the astronaut part, but learning yourself would be learning that you have this mind that is just endless and there's an infinite amount of possibilities. Now, I do not believe that you are confined within a certain, thing, but I do believe that it's within, and this is the analogy that I used with a client. We essentially are in a video game. And I know it's like very matrixy and it sounds very matrixy, but it is like God is the programmer. God is the one who designed the game. And it has all these codings and whatever, and all these worlds and levels and things that you can be on. But you are the player, and your soul, your being, your journey, your life path is the character in the game, meaning you have free will choice to go wherever you want to. Like when you're playing a video game, you have you could sit there and spin around for 30 minutes. Like you have the choice to do that. You can sit there and do nothing and never move on to the next level or beat the boss or whatever. But you do have the option to go all the way to the end of the game and beat the game. However, there's only a certain amount of ways that you can get there, if that makes sense. So your birth chart essentially will tell you, yes, here is the end goal. And of course, the end goal is for us to go to the next life, but here's the end goal. But there are a few ways that you can get there. You have the choice to go this way or this way or this way or this way. But in essence, you will eventually reach this end goal. So when it comes to you and your life and what is going on, people will say, well, I keep attracting the same things. I keep attracting the same people. Well, what you have to understand is that's possibly going to continue to happen because that is the energy of your birth chart. It is not the people. It is your birth chart. And when I learned that, especially when it came to my work, my career, just my jobs that I would have, I was like, why is it that every job that I have, there's always somebody who doesn't like me, or they'll try to get me fired, or they'll just do the most. When as a Scorpio rising, and if you know anything about Scorpio rising, you know that out in public, out in just society, we are very to ourselves. It is a very private sign. It is a very observant sign. It is a very like, I'm just going to sit back and not want to be noticed, not want to be out there. And for some reason, people will just continue to come to me, like come for me. I'm saying come for me. But learning my chart is learning that in the area of work and job and things like that, I'm going to have that. I'm going to face opposition. I'm just going to have to deal with that. And it's not the people, it's the energy of my own chart. And so that is what I had to learn. It's not, well, let me just go to a different place and that would be better. No, it's just always going to happen. That's the thing that you have to learn and you have to understand the depth of your birth chart. When I'm telling you, it goes very, very deep. And trying to run away or escape certain things, it's not going to work. It's for you to understand where it is coming from so that you can learn how to navigate it and just have a little bit of peace of mind. So I know that if I was to say, okay, today I'm going to go get a job, there is someone who's just going to have it out for me. And when I learned that, instead of being like, oh my gosh, why is everyone always, I just got to learn that that's just what it is. And it makes your life a lot easier. So when it comes to your life and how to get through it, and these last few clients that I've had is main focus is on career, that they're like, why aren't I where I want to be? Why is it that, I'm doing all of these efforts and it's just not working, whatever. When you learn things of astrology, you learn things called transits. You'll learn in Vedic astrology, they're called dashas. Like these are time periods that you have to go through. And once you learn that we are on a certain timeline, timetable, it'll help you understand that everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent. You will have to go through this for these few months, these few weeks, these few days, these few years, whatever, but it's going to be over soon. Does that make any sense? So nothing is permanent. Whatever you're dealing with, especially with with my own self, I've already explained. There's no shame. There's no like, oh my gosh, I can't tell anyone because everyone's going through something somewhere. I'll just say it like that. Everybody's going through something somewhere. And right now, mine is the whole work situation, that shift of going from stability to instability, because going from a job that you clock in, clock out, and you have the, the security of health insurance and all those kind of things, to that moment in life where that has to end and now you got to start something new. That's just what has happened with me, and learning that everything is on a certain timetable. Did I really choose this? I don't know, but that's the energy of my chart, and my chart says this will happen. You will go through this thing. And that has helped me kind of be like, okay, it's cool. Like this was supposed to go this way. So there's no need to trip and go crazy and whatever. Although, as a human, I'm still frustrated. I still get upset because then you learn, like, well, I'm going through this and I know that it's going to be, for this long or whatever the case is, or it might happen for this many more months or whatever the case is. And it's frustrating because then you learn that you cannot rush anything. You cannot rush anything. And when you get online, what you see is so much marketing of how to make your life better. If you just do this, and this will happen. If you just do this, and this will happen. And while you can be inspired by something, and there can possibly be a moment where you come across a person, you come across a video, you come across whatever, and that does literally change your life. Yes, that can happen. But most of the time, when, let's say, when it comes to money, and you have people who are marketing themselves like, well, I spent $5 and I invested $5 and now I'm a millionaire, whatever. And you think, well, maybe if I do that too, then I'll be a millionaire. It's like, no. That's not always the case, because you yourself are on a certain timeline. And in order to understand that, you have to learn your birth chart. Now, will you have the capacity to learn it in depth like other people? I don't know, but that's up to you to learn and try or navigate whatever. Or you can, of course, see an astrologer, one who really studies these things in depth. Now, it also depends on how much are you willing to handle? How much do you want to know? Like some people really want to know timing, dates, months, years, whatever. And some people just want to remain present and whatever happens, happens and just go with the flow. Both of those things are cool. I am somebody, I personally don't look into dates and looking at timing, because I do believe in staying present, but I also believe in learning enough to know that this is happening at this time because of this. This is happening at this time because of this. You're feeling this way because of your own makeup, your own behavior. Your mind is wired like this. And that is how I explain it to my clients, so that they can then from there, because I like to teach. I don't like to tell, I like to teach. And so I like to teach people how to find out XYZ. I want to teach you where I got that information from. I don't want to just tell you, because I don't want you to be like, well, you said this and that. No, I'm going to tell you, hey, this is where I got this from. And of course, a lot of this stuff is just intuitive download. So it's not like I can just pull a reference, out of my head. A lot of this is intuition. But it's also, again, reading books, studying, looking at patterns, behaviors, and seeing that everybody is different. Everyone is different. So this idea of if you just do this like this, then this will happen. That is why I do not tell people, if you just do this and this will happen. I do not do that. I focus more on behavior, how to navigate through your behaviors, how to navigate through your attitudes about things, how to navigate through time periods with your own energy. And that's how you will get through things. So understand that whatever it is that you are dealing with is temporary. Everything will pass. Everything has to pass, because that's just the energy of life and how it is. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of say that, because a lot of people are like, well, why can't this happen? What, just tell me what I should do. It's like, no, I'm telling you that you're on a certain timetable. And even if I say, do this, that does not mean or guarantee that it will happen. I keep it very real. I keep it very true. I do not sell hope. I am very optimistic and I am not a Debbie Downer. And I do believe that anything is possible, because you cannot predict anything. Like no one knows the timing of anything, really. You can just feel the energy. So that's why also why I don't look into astrologers who are like, "Oh, well, if you're a Aquarius, then this is going to happen around this time." It's not true because everybody's birth chart is different. You could be an Aquarius, I'm an Aquarius, you could be an Aquarius, all these people could be Aquarians, but it does not mean that we're all going to have the exact same play out of life because you got to look at every single aspect of somebody's birth chart. So just understand that if you're somebody who looks into those things and you're like, well, they said this and then this was going to happen, there's a reason why. It goes much more deep than that. So, y'all, this has just been a very eye-opening experience with my own life, with the lives of the people around me, with my clients, like really wanting to tell people learn yourself so you can understand why everything is happening, why you do what you do, why you act the way that you do, why you are dealing with what you're dealing with, and how to handle it both physically and mentally. So, just wanted to say that. I don't want to get on here and ramble, but I really appreciate everyone who has been supporting me. Like I said, the transits that I'm going through. Woo! But again, I appreciate all the listens, the likes, the comments. Like y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Oh my gosh. But I have to power through it. I have to power through it and learning that I need to also help other people navigate through their situation. So I really appreciate y'all sharing, liking, spending those $5 on the guides that I'm creating on my website, booking readings with me, booking follow-up readings with me, just everything, everything, all the support, everything matters. Everything, everything, y'all. So if you want a more in-depth analysis of your own birth chart, of course, you can visit my website. You can follow me on any social media platform, message me on there if you have any questions. I will gladly answer it. Don't let my RBF fool you. I am very welcoming, very inviting. So thank you all so much for, again, supporting, and I will see y'all on the next video.